Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild walkthrough, so this is going to be our general direction going toward the tower inside of the forest. We can see it in the background there, kinda to the left. So that is our eventual goal, but I think I end up doing 2 shrines before then. So this is one shrine video, and then I start taking the actual forest pathway to the tower, and I end up finding another shrine that I don't think I've actually done on my main file. So that's kind of funny. Again, I'm running into stuff that I have never seen before. So we jump from the top of the lake tower, which we got a few videos ago, and we're going to glide down here as far as we possibly can. Skip ahead if you want to see how to do this shrine. I'll have the whatever the name of it is in the title, of course. But just kind of showing how to get there, or at least how I'm getting there. I'm going to be coming down here and having to kill a few of these Lizalfos, mostly just because they are in the way. So Lizalfoses are kind of nice because they do drop some pretty good monster parts, and they also drop some pretty good weapons. So that Boko Blow, whatever, not Boko Blow, whatever that bow, that spiked bow was that he dropped was about 12 damage. I think it's one of the higher damage bows that we have yet. Most of these Lizalfos will also be doing damage to us through bows and arrows, which means it will drop quite a few arrows, and I'm gonna get a little bit tag teamed here, so I thought I was gonna leave that guy alone and then kill this guy, and I didn't see that third guy jumping around behind me, and this guy just has a regular club, so I kinda gotta be careful. I'm getting pelted with arrows a little bit here, so that's kind of annoying, but this is kind of a way to show that when you get used to this game, it's not too difficult to do combat, pretty much no matter what level you're at. You just want to make sure that you can hit these guys, keep them away from you, and try not to get swarmed by them. It's also good to pick up some of the Boko clubs that they drop, and I'm going to look around a little bit just to pick up more arrows, see if I can carry any bows, which I cannot, and then I'm just going to head on back, because this is a video, I don't really need to waste too much time. So that's the shrine we are eventually heading toward, and that is right next to yet another stable. So we now have access to 2 stables, and if you haven't used your horse in a while, like I haven't, then you can call your horse here, and in fact, I don't actually use my horse too much after this. I kind of talked about it a little bit, and I just said that basically horses are really useful, but in a way, because, you know, it's way faster to get around with them, but it's kind of annoying because it's not that much slower. It is slower, but it's not that much slower to walk. And if you're on a horse, you can't pick up all the materials that are on the floor. You can't kill enemies you can kill enemies, but you have to get off your horse every time you want to pick up whatever the enemy drops. And it just kind of feels a little bit easier for me to not use one, because then I don't have to worry about killing my horse. I don't have to worry about where my horse is. So it's up to you if you want to do it or not. Sometimes it's fun just to get on the horse and just ride around. You know, forget about everything, just ride around, look at the environment. It's a lot of fun. But for the purposes of productivity, I may not be using a horse too often. Okay, so we are finally here at the shrine, and remember, you don't have to complete the shrine to unlock the quick travel. But, so that just means if you're on your way to something and you don't want to do a shrine, at least turn it on, because that way you'll be able to go back there later, and probably mark on your map that you haven't solved it yet. So anyway, this is obviously going to involve many magnesis treatments. So they are these huge metal doors, and it kind of gives you a hint. Metal doors open the way. Just switch to magnesis, and you should be able to open them up pretty easily. So now we're in this giant room, and as I said before, I'm trying my best to get every single chest, and I'm pretty sure I do in this one, but it's also possible that I missed a few. So if I do miss a few and you see one later, then you saw what I couldn't. Most of the times, chests aren't too important. The best thing you get from chests inside of these shrines are ancient cores, or giant ancient cores, or shafts. Sometimes some good weapons, but you're going to find good weapons no matter where you go. So what we're going to need to do to get on top of these bigger platforms is use this giant doorway that we blow up on the side, and of course there is a chest in here that I think had a weapon. Yeah, okay, had a traveler's bow. I don't think I bothered picking that up because it wasn't much better than what I already had. Yeah, so oh, okay, no, apparently I did. Huh. Well, anyway, 5 is better than 4, and that other bow was a little bit worn, so that's okay. Also, I'm wearing the Highland Tunic that you get as a reward for completing the first memory, and that allows you to see the hit points of enemies that are around you. And that's a little bit useful at the start because it just lets you know when things are getting close to dying, but pretty soon I'm not going to be really ever wearing the Highland tunic ever again. I also kind of make a little bit of a mistake with this giant platform thing in a second, but that's alright. But anyway, I'll explain that in a second. So as we come up here, we can see yet another chest that you cannot blow those up on, but you can take the chest because it is a metal chest. And remember that for other shrines, because sometimes the metal chests weigh enough that they can land on buttons for you, and they can basically do some work for you. So we're going to move this guy over here again, and this was kind of where my mistake was. I mean, lining up this thing, as you can see, is a little bit hard just because it likes to fall off all the time. But if you line it up to where they're both on the edges and it won't slide down too much, then it should stay on whatever you land it on. Now, the mistake is that I put that ramp there and realized after I kill this guy that I can't get back up there without putting the ramp. So what I should have done is put the ramp down on the ground floor again, because I'm going to have to move it anyway. So this is a 100 health guardian. He has a guardian spear weapon, and he's not really that hard. He's got the same moves as really any other guardian. He may shoot at you a few times, but I did make a couple of mistakes, mostly just because I was trying to kill him really quick. I keep forgetting that I'm not on my main file with my really strong weapons, and I can't kill those guys in 2 hits now, so kind of doing things a little bit risky there. But anyway, that's okay. They don't do too much damage. You know, only taking half a heart or a quarter heart of damage so far, and I have plenty of food. So anyway, move this platform or this door back to where you can actually walk up the ramp on the floor, and then you'll want to move it up again to where it was before, and that way you'll be able to get on there and actually finish the shrine. So once we're done with that, I think that's gonna be basically it for this video. I think I go around the stable next, and I talk to Beetle, because you want to talk to him every time you see him. Sometimes he'll give you some useful things. And you'll of course want to just see if there's any extra quests at stables. I don't think this one had any extra quests that we're going to be doing, but you know, go around, take some pictures of stuff at the stables. So I think that's all I do for the rest of the video. That'll be it for my narration on this one, and I will continue on in the next part of this Zelda walkthrough.